Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Bahashem HaKodash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us the truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that pushing word and truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. To the Aquath that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest, the 144,001 the hopeful elect of Israel, the brother Yahshua. I'm back with the WW3 Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you all. We're going to start right here, Isaiah 19, and go into the Civil War. Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Okay, this is talking about the Babylonians, which is talking about the Americans. Keep up. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, so pursuant to Revelation 11:8, these Egyptians are the Babylonians, who are the Americans. Okay. So let's get that. Let's get Civil War verbatim. Bible doesn't say Civil War. Is doomed. Let's get Luke. Luke 11:17. Where's Civil War? See that? Civil War. Luke 11:17 in the NLT. He knew their thoughts, so he said, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. A family splintered by feuding will fall apart. So, what has this got to do with World War III? Well, guess what? Right? Even in Israel proper right now, over in the land of Israel, they're undergoing a civil war. Okay. France is undergoing a civil war. In other words, in order to control the population at home while there's a world war going on, right? Many things are jumping up. You got concentration camps. Ask the Japanese what happened during World War II. Okay. Question is, who are they going to lock up during World War III? Somebody, right? Well, and then there's going to be a civil war going on. Remember that movie, Civil War? You think they just made that? Or that is not part of the script? Come on. All right? Any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. That's talking about Babylon the Great. All right, so anyway, let's go here to this guy, Canadian Negro, and let him talk for a minute. See what he says. 10 hours ago, Canadian prepper, alert, civil war, Trump ammo selling out, market crash barely averted, WW3, desperation begins. So he usually lays everything out, what he's going to talk about. He gives you a quick summary, and then he'll go into it one by one, right, and explain each phase, I guess. So take it away, Nate.
There are two groups vying for power in the world, the globalists and the jingoists. And the globalists' back is up against the wall right now. And I talked about in my last video how they need some kind of flashbulb event. Anything short of that is going to be unsuccessful in the globalists continuing in rolling out their platform, which is not to speak to the ethics nor the soundness of the motives of the jingoists who are on the other side. Now, people need to understand one thing. With this assassination attempt, and that's clearly what it was, any media not calling it that is being disingenuous, and I think the only reason why even media agencies like Fox News aren't calling it an assassination attempt is probably for market damage control. Now, thankfully, this happened on a Saturday, because I can tell you that had this happened during an open market, we could potentially have seen a crash. Because our adversaries know that the only thing that can bring down the US dollar in the short term is an American civil war. What would start a civil war? An assassination of Trump would definitely start a civil war. Maybe not in the conventional sense, but as was portrayed Coincidentally, in that movie that was just released a couple months ago, go figure, that's what would unfold. It probably wouldn't be the classic Civil War in the sense that it would be trench warfare and carpetbaggers and scallywags. It would be a much more dynamic, asymmetrical situation with a lot of different moving parts, balkanization, secession, and just all kinds of chaos across the board. But one thing is for certain, our adversaries have a vested interest in taking down the U.S. And the only way you can take down the U.S. is to get the U.S. to take down itself. And I would caution people against becoming overwhelmed with emotion at times like these. Because if I'm China or I'm Russia, I'm sitting back. This brilliant.
Slovakia. We'll let him talk a little more. And I mean, he's basically summing it up. You got to know where all roads lead, right?
I'm sitting back right now and I am laughing my ass off. If you were the Chinese or the Russians, a lot of people think, oh, the Chinese and the Russians, they prefer Trump. And if you're the Chinese and the Russians and you had to go for one guy that you would know would drum up chaos and would cause the ammo websites to crash as they are because so many people are starting to stock up on ammunition and body armor, you would go for Trump. Okay? And the only way to crash the US dollar, and understand that foreign investors, if they get an inkling that the US is potentially on the brink of a civil conflict, they're going to divest. And US dollars are not going to be viewed as reliable as they may have been in the past. The only thing that can bring down the US dollar right now, at least in the short term, is BRICS or the US themselves. Even a global crisis likely, as a tendency is, to flood to the US dollar as an economic safe haven because it's the cleanest shirt in a dirty laundry basket.
We'll stop right there. Sorry, Nate. They are going to crash this thing by crashing the dollar when they believe that the coast is clear. So anyway, yeah, that goes into World War III. Like world currency and why would you have world currency, right? And the old one is still in place. What do you got to do? Okay, what do you think the new NW is? A whole lot of new world currency, new world religion, new world order, new world infrastructure, right? The beast system. So yeah, let's qualify. Let's see. Let's qualify. What the hell? Egypt on the way out of here, right? Two things. Let's show why America is Egypt. Spiritual Egypt. Okay. Revelation 11 and 8, and their dead bodies. The great. Of what? The great. What the great? Babylon the great. City, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. What? The great city. What great city? Babylon the great. Where also our Lord was crucified. Okay, so Egypt, spiritual Sodom, that's an easy one, right? Spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah and the 5 cities, right? Egypt, well, where else were we the slaves, right? Well, in many empires we were the slaves, right? But which one is the famous one? Egypt. Okay. Just drawing a parallel. Look on the back of your dollar bill. All right. Now, with that being said, what's going to happen next? Well, you can best believe that as time slips through the hourglass, we're approaching this. What's coming quickly here? Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past, World War II. And behold, the third woe, World War III, cometh quickly. All right. So with that, we hope that the elect are edified. See you tomorrow with some more updates. All right. It's getting thick. It's getting thick. They're killing presidents and generals and commanders, sending out hits, right, on the world stage. It's called World War III. All right, Shalom.